and I'm going to ask both of you.
Okay.
If there was one or two bits of advice you could go back and give yourself at the start of your writing career that would have made things significantly easier for you, and might make things easier for all those authors and aspiring authors listening now, Josh, what would you go back and tell yourself?
Man, that is a good question. And I wish that I could tell myself, like, it's like kind of cliche, I guess, but just to enjoy it a little bit. I'm not super good at that. Like, when good things happen in the beginning, my first thought is like, oh, I hope I don't screw this up, you know? Instead of thinking like, you should stop and enjoy this right now while it is happening, because I'm the kind of person who can take good news and turn it into bad news, like in my own head, you know? And it's just such a like Saundra mentioned earlier, it's like playing the lottery. It's such like a crazy business that you don't know what's going to happen. And when something good happens, like, it's okay just to celebrate it and just to enjoy it and just to not worry about what it means or worry about what it means for the next phase. I had a lot of really good stuff happen with my first book, and I didn't realize how lucky I was. And I didn't enjoy it as much as I could have because I was always worried about what's next. So that's advice for life in general, I guess, you know, but definitely in the writing world, you can't predict what's coming. So, you know, give yourself the freedom to enjoy it while it's happening. There's nothing wrong with that.
And Saundra, same question.
You know, for people who aren't agented yet, who are still like working their way into it, stop worrying about the market. Just write the book that you really, really mean, because nobody has ever responded to, wow, this was exactly formulaic in the way that I wanted it to be. People enjoy bad books because they respond to the sincerity in it. I mean, everybody likes to bag on Twilight, and maybe Stephenie Meyer is not, you know, William Shakespeare, but she meant the heck out of those books, and people responded to that, and she basically made our careers possible. You know,
and now we've listed all the unfortunate authors.
Yeah, she's got a new book coming out too.
You're saying, I'm sorry,
but for people who, you know, are now, you know, have sold a book and they're working through the business part of it, it's really important to remember the difference between the business and the not business, because this is, you know, your art time is when you write that book. After that, once you say, I'm going to sell this book, now you're in business, and you need to think like a business person, and you need to remember that you are in the business of protecting yourself as a writer, and the company is in the interest of protecting themselves as a company. So it's important really to, you know, to have somebody who can advocate for you effectively. And it's important for you to realize that being a nice person and, you know, being a person that your editor enjoys, they're not going to buy your next book because you're a nice person who turns things on time. They're going to buy your next book because they can sell it. And so, you know, you have to treat the business part of this business like business, even if it is playing the lottery for a living. You know, you still have to think, there will be plenty of people who will try and talk you out of things, who will try to convince you that it's okay to, oh, it's fine to take a lesser advance if you really like a different editor. Screw that. You can learn to like an editor. You cannot spend money they did not give you. And if somebody offered you that much money, that's how much money your book was worth. And also, your copy editor is not out to get you. That's the less serious one. But seriously, just remember that once, you know, that even though we talk about this job in romantic terms, and it is a beautiful and romantic and magical business that's full of art, but it is a business that's full of art, and you have to advocate for yourself, and you have to remember that you're in business for you. You're not in business for a publishing company.